literally shut down my bakery because I said, I cannot answer this question one more time.
No.
I cannot answer, do I make birthday cakes one more time?
No.
It's
No.
cruel and unusual punishment
Do
to
you
continue to call a baker and say, do you make birthday cakes?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
I'll make a cake for anything if you're willing to pay.
Well, then do you make them for baby showers?
yeah.
Okay. Do you make them for engagements?
Yeah.
Do you make them for anniversaries?
Yes.
Huh. Okay, so you make them for more than birthdays?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know when.
They're like, let me think of one more
Yeah.
crazy event.
Graduations?
Reunions.
Reunions?
Mm-hmm.
I can just change the piping on it to say happy graduation instead of happy birthday. So yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah, you're just trying to make coins.
Yeah. That
there-
is the point of a business.
Are there places that only do wedding cakes? Maybe.
Sure. But the website, the Instagram page, all of the frequent asked questions, if you walked in,
Yeah.
yeah, they all say it.
It's evident there.
The Facebook page, the bio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all the pictures of the birthday cakes I've done in the last week could tip you off that I do birthday cakes.
You guys, people don't want to read.
We have a literacy and literary crisis on our hands. And it's been proven over and over and over again in my line of work. And I'm exhausted.
You know what would help people with that is if they did Wordle.
If they did the Wordle.
If they did the Wordle every day.
And y'all know Kristen's annoyance with me constantly talking about my family Wordle chat.
The Wordle group chat, the family chat.
And so I was in it in between our two recordings, third recording, second,
Yes.
I don't know how many we're on, of the day, but it's a lot. And I'm going through my text just to make sure everything's fine.
Yeah, everything's okay.
Everything's okay. And I see the family Wordle chat and I'm like, oh, by the way, I got it in 2 yesterday, so I won my family Wordle chat and I know you care. And she was like,
And I actually happened to do it yesterday.
she happened to do it yesterday. And y'all, the answer was teary.
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 Like when you get teary.
And I said, well, yeah, teary. Of course. I cry all the time. And she goes, I guessed party before teary. So she had her first word, then she guessed party, and then
got
teary. And
teary.
then she was like, oh, it's teary. But the fact that she did party, Enneagram 7, party, all she cares about is knowing her people in heaven.
I'm like,
I got to know them.
It's got to be party.
It's got to be party. And for me, I was like, it's got to be teary. I cry all the time. It's just so evident
It is. It
of like
tracks
who we
hard.
are as people. And we thought y'all would be delighted by that. And if that's a totally snooze fest story, sorry. But we loved it.
Then turn this off.
Yeah,
You
bye.
You don't get to hear the rest.
We don't know what we're going to talk about anyway. So that makes 2 of us.
I did. Okay. So, y'all, our Tuesday episode was like updating y'all on things. We missed one, so I just want to plug it real quick.
Okay, yeah.
We did throw it on our Instagram, but the Alaskan Airlines lawsuit.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. When I saw that billion with a B.
Billion with a B. Y'all, the passengers of the Alaskan Airlines, y'all know we talked about this. The side of the plane.
Oh,
flew-
they know. The side of the plane, a makeshift door window area.
It was a large area, flew off of the plane mid-flight. A boy's shirt was sucked off of his body.
Didn't know that when we recorded, but I have since amended that kid clearly should deserve more and a new shirt.
So we've gone over this. Well, someone in our DMs, I think, sent us an update that all of the passengers came together and filed a $1 billion lawsuit against Alaska Airlines.
Billion with a B. Boeing and Alaskan Airlines. I think that they're going after everybody up in here.
Can you believe it?
Listen, you're going to shoot for the biggest number possible because you know that a court is going to ultimately decide.
True.
A jury, I don't know if it's going to be a judge or a jury, but they will ultimately decide what the number is going to be. So yes, we can hear 1 billion or billions.
Yes.
What do I think that they're going to get? More than 1,500.
I know that's right.
And that's what I said from the beginning. Anyway, if you want to go back and listen to the tape, it's on the record, that they will probably be suing for much more, for the emotional and all of that sort of stuff. So for me, the 1,500 kind of didn't matter because we knew that they were going to all file lawsuits and that they were going to get some astronomical number anyway. So the 1,500 was just we got to give them something for their new tickets that we had to rebook them on the thing for. Like we have to give them the thing.
I wonder if they had originally given everybody like 50,000 or even 100, like let's say they had given everybody 100,000, would everyone have just been satisfied with that?
No.
And said, all right, we'll leave you alone.
Not this litigious society we live in. Absolutely not.
Like, I think
people saw dollar signs.
Yes.
The second that thing flew off, that whole plane went, I'm about to be rich.
Yes.
And rich isn't 50 to 100K.
You're right.
It's not in this economy.
No, it's not.
And I can't stop saying it. I can't. I'm sorry. We've spent a lot of money these last couple of weeks. I have a daughter going to college. It's tough on these streets.
It is.
So I am saying,
So maybe
this economy, no.
So maybe you would have joined in with the group lawsuit.
If I were on there, you bet your bottom dollar I'm joining in the group lawsuit.
Yeah.
All I was saying is that $1,500 at that point was fine because I knew you were going to sue for the whole experience.
Yes.
You were eventually going to get rich. But the $1,500, sure, to rebook me on another flight and to refund this one, at that point, I'm just happy to be getting the cash right this second.
The quick cash.
So I can be moving on.
Yes.
And then we'll take this all the way to courts because they're not going to see that money for years.
They won't.
So
You're
my
right.
point is like, it doesn't matter. Just rebook me, get me to where I'm going. I have a graduation, a birthday, an engagement, or a baptism, or whatever other cake I'm making to get to. Okay?
So many cakes.
So many.
For you make a lawsuit cake.
And I'm 5'2", by the way.
And she's 5'2", so read it. Read it. She's 5'2".
I post it every time I show anything, and every day I get a DM. How tall are you?
How tall are you?
I'm like, I feel like I need to add it to my bio.
Actually, you probably should. Some
Miranda
girls do.
and Charlotte, 5'2".
Some girls do.
Yeah, they might.
I am interested in the group lawsuits of it all. I
Yeah.
think it's very interesting. You
Yeah.
know, it's giving like the Aaron Brockovich story,
Yes,
where
yes.
they all came together, they sued the company.
Yep.
That fascinates me. I'm like, who gathered the names? Who got the email addresses for all the people on this flight? Somebody went around and was like, hey, make sure we all stay in touch.
There was a lawyer on board.
Yes.
Is my guess. There might have been a lawyer on board, and if there wasn't, then it doesn't matter because every lawyer was salivating. The second that news hit the airwaves, I bet there was a bidding war of sorts to get that.
To be the lawyer.
Kind of like when there's like some huge prescription pill lawsuit.
Yes.
It's like they're just clamoring. There is some lawyer group and they're clamoring to get it because they know that they're going to be rich too.
I mean, it's interesting to become a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to become top dog, like in your field, whether
Yes.
that's like the defense attorney.
Yes.
Like it's interesting how some of them get the like who was OJ's lawyer? What was his name?
Oh yeah, Johnny Cochran.
Yes, Johnny Cochran. That's right.
Yeah, right?
Johnny.
Johnny Cochran was definitely a lawyer.
No, I think you're right.
No, Shapiro.
Mm.
Shapiro. Look up OJ's defense team.
Okay.
There was a Shapiro, I want to say.
Johnny Cochran.
Okay, so Johnny Cochran. I feel like there was a Shapiro, and let's not forget Kardashian.
Robert Kardashian. Robert Shapiro.
There's the Shapiro.
Yeah. So F. Lee Bailey, Robert
Bailey.
Robert Blazier,
Mm-hmm.
Sean Hawley, Robert Shapiro, Alan Dershowitz, and Robert Kardashian.
I was able to name, 3 out of 6?
I'm impressed.
Yeah. I do. I know a lot about true crime.
Yeah. But Johnny was the top dog.
Yeah, top dog.
Okay. So then I feel like with the
Then
Johnny.
you had Marsha on the other side. So then you had prosecution.
Yes.
So remember Marsha with the curly hair?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So I think of. So it's funny in these high profile cases, those lawyers, whoever's picked for that, like then you're set because you're the guy or the lady, like the Johnny Depp trial. We all memorize these people's names and faces.
Camille Vasquez.
The guy that defended Casey Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
That
That
little
was Jose Baez.
That little slimy guy. I'll never forget him.
Y'all, I watched the Casey Anthony documentary.
You did?
I watched it. There's a new documentary out about Casey Anthony. It's the first time she's ever spoken.
I will watch it because that woman makes my skin crawl. And I want to watch it because I want to see.
You might feel differently.
You think she didn't kill her kid?
I don't know, but there is at least enough. There's enough doubt now.
No, hard disagree.
I know.
Hard disagree.
Y'all, I was like the most Casey Anthony hater of all time.
Yeah.
I railed against this woman. What I'm saying is I did not realize, I don't think, that her father was also at home when this happened. So there are 2 adults at home. with the daughter, with Kaylee.
Yeah.
And Casey says she wasn't feeling well. She went to take a nap. Kaylee was in the bed with her watching cartoons. When she woke up, Kaylee was gone. The door was open to the bedroom. George was home. And then everything transpired. They never, ever even looked at George as a person of interest or a suspect. They never pulled his cell phone records. Where was he pinging at what time? Nothing. She says that she believes he killed her.
Really? Her father?
Yes. And that, but he was so hell-bent on putting it all on her. He convinced everybody of that, convinced everyone that she was a pathological liar, that she had all these mental problems, everything. That I'm just saying, there's enough now that I can be like, there's at least planted a seed.
Okay.
There's at least planted a seed, and I still don't know what I feel, but what I know is this, and what she said on this documentary that definitely is sitting in my brain, is her father publicly is telling everyone that it was an accident. It was an accident, what happened to Kaylee, and Casey knows it was an accident, but she didn't know what to do, and she panicked, but it was an accident. So if that's the case, if he truly believes that this was an accident that happened, and whether it was a drowning or whatever,
right,
that this was an accident is how it happened, then when the state decided that they were going to not only go after her, but that they were going to do the death penalty, that he became the number one witness against her. So he needed to be comfortable saying, not only am I fine with my daughter going to jail, but I'm fine with her being murdered for this.
Ooh.
If it were an accident, George,
Right.
then why would you be okay with your daughter dying for this?
Yeah, for an accident.
So something's amiss. Something's amiss.
I will choose to open my mind
I watched the whole thing.
and watch this. I know that you were hardcore with me on this.
Hard.
I mean, y'all, the day that verdict came out, I was standing in my living room, I remember. And then I had to drive somewhere. I called a radio station.
Yeah.
I called a radio station because they were taking calls. They were like, we want automatic reactions from people.
Yep.
We want to know what people are thinking. And they picked up my call.
We'll give a reaction.
And I went off and was just like, no mother would be out at the club when their kid is missing. You know, just like I went off.
Same. Her defense in that was when I woke up and she was missing, George told me, oh, she's fine. I have her somewhere. I've taken Kaylee. She is somewhere and she is safe. And she's like, okay. So she said, I just went about my life thinking, now again, I think she knew she wasn't okay.
Yeah.
But she was like, in a way, I was just acting like it was because I thought she was.
Yeah.
And my father had told me this. She also says that her father had been abusing her for years sexually.
Yes, I do remember that.
And she was very much in a mode of like, I am his servant. He is my master. I do what he says as a protection because I don't want these bad things to continue to happen. And so she said, I was 19. I just did whatever my father said because that's the only way that I was able to protect myself when I was smaller, younger. I don't know. She could be lying. She could be lying about all of it, but why would she choose to speak now after all this time? She's never spoken to anyone about it. And she said, I'm ready because I need the truth out there. I need it at some point.
Did he speak at all on this documentary or was just her?
I think he said that he wasn't going
So
to.
they don't communicate, I'm assuming.
No, they don't communicate.
Does she talk to her mom?
No.
Wow.
Her only like friends in this world are her team, and she still talks to her lawyers. They have her over. The guy who defended her hired her to be a researcher for his law firm. That's how much he believes her and believes in her. Yeah. Like
I don't know.
I know. I'm
gonna watch it. I'm gonna look deep into her eye to see the Milky Way to know if she's lying.
I know. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I believe everything about her because this girl clearly was and might still be a pathological liar.
Yeah.
But at least there is a seed planted that her father could have been the one to do it. And to take it all off of him, he just put it all on her, became the number one witness, and is willing to say, she can die for this.
She can die for this.
She can die for this. What father, even if one of my children committed murder, even if one of your children committed murder, all right, would you want them to die for it?
No.
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 No, I don't want
You
my
want
kid
them
to
to
die.
have. You want them to have justice.
Yeah, I want justice to be served for the
But
family.
is justice killing them? The death penalty is what was on the table, is what was at stake.
Yeah,
He
that's
knew if
crazy.
she was found guilty without an appeal, she was going to be killed for this.
And
Y'all.
and he had already lost a granddaughter.
Correct. So now you want to kill her too? That, to me, that was almost the smoking
Ooh.
gun for me. I was like,
Okay,
Huh.
Matt and I are going to watch this.
huh.
I'm not saying my mind can be changed, but I will watch it and we will see.
It at least plants a seed. And because they never viewed George as a suspect or anything, they pulled nothing. So they say to the prosecution, who was against her, did you guys ever look at where George was on that day?
Yeah.
Remember, we know where the remains were found.
Yeah.
So did you ever pull his cell phone records to see? No, I don't think so. Well, why not? Well, he was never a person of interest. But we all know the golden rules of murders, right? We all know that it's who was last to see them.
Yes.
Correct?
Yep.
Is the number one suspect.
Yeah.
So you had two adults there at that home at that time. They said it. He said, yeah, I was home. But we never looked at him.
That's really odd.
That's really odd, right? It's really odd. So I'm just saying it seems like a lot of things were ultimately she got off.
She did.
Because there wasn't enough to convict her. There just wasn't enough.
Maybe in some of the jurors' minds, there was some doubt about could it have been him? No, he's not on trial for it.
Yeah.
But in the back of their mind, they're thinking, well, it could be this guy. And if there is a little bit of doubt.
Yeah, you just have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
That's it. And so there's a reason why I think they weren't able to convict her. And when you watch this, you might say, okay, I can see why the jury did what they did, instead of thinking they got this so wrong, which is, of course, how I went into it.
Okay, podcATTS,
That's it.
all need to watch this. I feel like we could have
And let me know.
a good little discussion.
Podcat call out.
Podcat call. We could have a great little discussion about this on the gram, I feel like, because I want to know. Pause in.
Watch the Casey Anthony documentary and let me know if you think she's guilty or not.
Who would have thought? I mean,
I
I
know.
could talk about Casey Anthony any day of the week.
I know.
But the point is, these lawyers, they take on these big cases,
Yeah.
and then it's like a household name.
Oh, that is how we started this.
But,
Good job. It is.
it's
Jose
interesting.
Baez. I know his name now.
Like, I feel like maybe this Boeing situation is this lawyer now going to be like the guy that wins, all the money for the people. The Aaron Brockovich person. It's just
Great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie. Love that movie so much. So good. Perfect casting.
And I love that it's based on a true story.
Same.
Where there's some justice.
I mean, we have a similar situation going on up in Lake Norman right now. There is a
What?
an area near Lake Norman, I believe, y'all, correct me if I'm wrong here, but there is an area of people who live close to Lake Norman who are all getting an eye cancer, very specific.
Yes, eye cancer.
Right?
And it's even like young kids, like teenagers are getting it.
And there's not the testing, there's stuff that's not happening, but also there's something going on at NC State in one of the dorms. Same kind of idea happening with like asbestos or something, and kids reporting certain things, and so they're having to I'm seeing it on the parents' page, like, hey, what are we doing here? I don't want my kids staying in that dorm. So this sort of stuff happens, right? We didn't know about lead paint until we did.
That's right.
We didn't know about asbestos until we did.
Mesothelioma.
Or mesothelioma or fibromyalgia or any of these other very long words that I hope I don't have to spell in a spelling bee.
Diabetes.
Well, live beaties.
Live beaties. Diabetes. So
we'll keep you posted
Anyway.
on the Alaskan Airlines Boeing.
I know.
Well, we will be watching this, and we will be letting y'all know what we find out. If any of you on that plane, if anyone has a connection to
I would
on
love
that plane, we would love to interview them. Someone's got to know somebody. Hey, Lindsay Quinn, I know Joe's from Alaska. I know it was Alaskan Airlines. Where were they? Were they flying there?
I think they were either to
from
or
where?
from.
From where? Do we know?
I don't know. But I think that there was an Alaska connection. So maybe Joe Quinn can do this.
So maybe Joe Quinn. And I don't know a lot of people from Alaska because a lot of people don't live there, even though it's very humongous and way up there next to Canada.
Yep.
Don't forget,
Don't
not
forget.
underneath California. But let us know, Lindsay Quinn, if Joe knows anyone on this flight. We'd love to interview them.
Have you heard of people using limes for bad energy?
Like the fruit?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was the disease.
Oh, yeah. No, not Lyme disease. Or not even like the lime, like the dusty lime. I'm
Right, yeah, that's what, okay.
like cutting up limes
For what?
and putting it, like if your kid's afraid of the dark, you like cut up a lime and put it in their bedroom.
Why?
Because it like sucks away the bad energy.
No, it doesn't.
Don't know.
No, it doesn't. Oh, but this is like 9 lemons in a
Well,
bowl.
that's true. You know, Shannon Bedore would say that.
Yeah, Shannon Storms Bedore would say you got to have 9 lemons in a bowl.
And it's for like it like balances the energy. Now,
And
I've always seen that people do like the smudging sticks.
The sage.
And the sage.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I stumbled upon this the other day of a woman that's like,
How did you stumble upon this?
probably on Instagram.
Right, but
Or Twitter.
and you believed it.
I mean, I just thought it's enough of a for me to write it down. I thought maybe she's heard of this.
No, but I love lime.
I do love lime too.
I love lime, and I would rather lime in my water than lemon.
I could go either way
Fun
on
fact.
that, but I like that a lime is so versatile that we can put lime on a taco,
Mm.
that we can put lime in the margarita,
Love citrus.
that we can use lime to ward off bad
Spirits,
energy.
apparently. So, have you tested this?
I haven't tested
Do
it.
you have any
but,
bad energy you need to get rid of?
there's always bad energy.
I know that's right.
Don't you know
I
that?
know that's right.
So
That's
anyway,
why I'm like,
you guys.
maybe we'll put it in this room. Maybe all of a sudden we'll get 1 million subs.
Yes, that I'm gonna bring some limes.
Yeah,
next
bring some
time.
limes. Do that. We'll put it in the It's Not About Tom cup.
Yeah, we'll put it in there, and then we'll let y'all know if things get better for us.
Yeah. Maybe all of a sudden we'll just start getting so many downloads. We won't even know what to do. We won't even know.
From Latvia,
How are we doing? The Latvia people have finally left.
they're gone.
Well, they're not. They didn't unfollow, but they are not following in droves.
Yeah, it stopped
It stopped
abruptly.
just like out of the blue. It just stopped, and we are fine with that.
We're fine with
but
it.
if you are listening from Latvia, still welcome.
You're welcome here,
Yeah, you are welcome here,
and we appreciate your download.
Yeah, and I like a fig every now and again.
Okay, I want to get. I want to get into your story about the name.
Okay, all right. Here's what happened, you guys.
You guy.
I am trying to get over this. I really do.
And
I want to get over it.
I
I
know.
want to get past it.
Mhm.
And I'm almost there, but it has been 18 years. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm a big enough person because clearly I haven't been. But what had happened was when I was pregnant with Isabella,
Mhm.
I was not on any form of social media.
Right.
I had an email. That's what I had. That's all I had.
Yeah.
And I would send out updates through email after my checkups.
Yeah.
This was cute.
It's very cute.
It's very cute. This is what we did. And so I would send out an email to all of our family and friends and just say, oh, I had a checkup. It's a girl or whatever. And this is just how you announce things. There was no gender reveal.
Yeah.
We weren't lighting forests on fire. And so at one point when we knew that she was a girl, I sent out an email to everybody,
Mm-hmm.
Joshua, my parents, his, all the friends and everybody, and said, it's a girl. So now here are some of the names that we are considering for our baby. If anybody has any thoughts about them, whether they are family names.
Yes.
Or there's already one in, and by that I also meant like if there's one in the family and you don't want us to use it because we have
Right.
such big families, like it's hard to
Yes.
know.
It's like, let us know.
Yeah, just let us know
Yeah.
if there's anything. Do you have a dog by this name? Like whatever.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there
yeah.
are a lot of Bella dogs, by the way.
Yes, there
and
are.
people like to tell me that for some reason all the time. If I say, oh my daughter's name is Bella, they're like, oh, my dog's name is Bella.
Great. Your dog and my daughter, we're the same.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, and now I have a Lily, and I'm like, my dog's name is Lily.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Cool.
I can't.
So, like, no one's actually said their kid's name Norman to me, so I haven't had a chance to say that back to them.
No one's.
But I just might
Is it okay? podcATTS. If your kid's name is Norman, DM us
Yeah.
immediately.
because my cat's also named Norman.
Or Wiley.
Yeah, but I don't know that there's a ton of Wileys. Actually, I have met a Wiley.
I think I know a Wiley.
I do know a Wiley.
Yeah.
Huh.
Huh.
But I didn't tell him that my cat's name is Wiley.
And that's very nice of you because you
Thank you.
don't say that.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like, people really love to tell me that their dog's name's Bella the second I say my kid's name is it. But we already know people put dogs above human children.
That's
so,
it.
like, I got it.
That's it. Your fur baby.
I got it. Okay, so I send it all out. These are the names. Let me know if there's anything super special, something I should know, be warned about, blah, 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 blah. And I put the list there. Well, people are just like, oh, I love this name. I love this name. Oh, that's really cute. This is really cute. I hear lovely responses back, which we've discussed. Telling people potential names is a risk.
It's a gamble. I'm surprised that you did that.
But this is back in the day before I knew people were awful.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep in mind, again, we're talking 2005. You know, when people were still nice and not everybody felt like they got to give their negative opinion.
Yeah,
and not everybody was offended by everything.
It's true.
And everybody didn't center themselves in your conversation.
That's it.
So if you said, I like Haley, Madison, Isabella, Violet, and Morgan, people were just like, I love those names.
Yeah, those are great names. I like, these are my top too. Yeah.
That's all they did.
I like that.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
What a time.
What a time to be alive.
Those early aughts.
Mm-hmm. Good job. She's trying to use it.
Trying.
You did it.
I did it.
So I hear back lovely things. We go on to have this beautiful baby girl. We end up naming her Isabella Grace Miller. And, you know, everybody's thrilled for us. And we go on about our life.
Yeah. Great.
Here's our little baby Bella.
Yeah.
And a couple years go by. And we have our second. We have Lily. Same thing. Just sending emails.
Yeah.
And a few years after that, we go to Joshua's hometown in Ohio, tiny little town called Portsmouth, Ohio. And I think I had been there before, but maybe the first time since we've had both girls.
Mm-hmm.
And we go up there, and his grandma, Ruth, is there. And I go to her house, and it is so cute. Everything's pink.
Oh.
Like, I'm talking pink oven, pink refrigerator. Like, she was hip and retro before it was the thing.
I love that.
She just
so
loved
much.
pink. She just loved pink. I loved being in this house.
Oh.
And just floral and pink and beautiful. And I loved her. She had a good soul, good spirit, very sweet. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have a Grandma Ruth too.
Yeah.
But she goes by Jerry.
That's right.
So my grandma, Jerry, as y'all all know, is really a Ruth.
That's right.
But her father had 4 daughters, and she was the 4th. And he said, I wanted a boy. You're going by Jerry.
Yes,
that's why her name's Jerry.
Oh my gosh.
But Joshua had a Grandma Ruth, so we would always kind of talk about how we both have Grandma Ruths, and that's really cute, and blah. So I'm just like flipping through photo albums while we're talking about all of this sort of stuff. And I say to her, as I'm looking at these pictures of her, of like her and her husband, Bob, and it says Bob and Violet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, who's Violet? And she's like, that's me. And I'm like, hold on, what did you say? And she's like, well, I'm called Grandma Ruth, but my real name is Violet. And I love Violet, but I went by Ruth. And I'm like,
and you look at
darting my eyes over at Joshua. Did you know her name was Violet?
And what did he say?
He said, I think he said, I didn't. Like, I've always called her Grandma Ruth. Maybe somewhere in the back of my mind, I had heard her real name is Violet, but I certainly didn't file it away. Because again, in the email, I said, here are the list of names. If there's anything that stands out familiar.
Family connections. I
wanted a familial name if we could come up with one. And I had it, Violet, right there.
And I remember you saying you were leaning hard.
Really loved Violet.
I think Violet and Isabella were like the top 2.
Really loved Violet.
And you had multiple conversations
with
Josh about this.
Yes. It's in black and white email too. I sent it to everyone, and not one person
on his side.
Not one.
Said, what about Grandma Violet?
No, not one. And I look at her and I'm like, oh my God. I don't think anybody has named a child Violet after you. And she's like, not one. And I'm looking at my 2 beautiful baby girls going, I could have done that. I wanted it.
But nobody told you.
But no one told me. And I would have loved to name one of my kids Violet. It was on a very short list of names. And I specifically said, I'm explaining everything to her. And Joshua knows. I'm just ticked. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
I'm
Josh
so mad.
knows. He can feel it.
He can feel it.
Yep.
And I am just saying all of this to her. And I said, I just want you to know I would have done it with one of my girls for you. I would have done it because we knew her time was limited. And
it's such a beautiful name.
Violet.
And
Letty.
As we've talked, I remember we were in the mountain house talking about this with Bella and Lily.
Yeah.
And Bella was like, I would have loved to be a violet.
Love to be Violet.
And she looks like a violet.
She is a violet. She's a beautiful little flower. And I love purple.
Yes. I just really think she could have been a violet.
She could have been a violet, and Lily could have been a willow.
And
Willow was very close.
And if Lily is not a willow,
she is a willow.
She is.
She is, and I'm sorry.
And Violet and Willow go really great together.
They do. They're both nature.
You screwed this up.
I really did, and I know. And I've told them, if you want to change it, whatever, I'll support you. When you get married, you get to pick anything you want. If you want to go by it, go by it. I don't care. It is what it is, Trey. But I'm just looking at Grandma Ruth in the face saying, I want you to know I love the name Violet. I would have named either of my girls Violet had I known this. I did not know this, and I'm really sorry. And she's like, it's okay. It's because she's the sweetest woman ever. It's okay. It's okay. No. He didn't know. Everyone's called me Grandma Ruth forever and ever and ever. And I'm like, okay,
Gosh.
but I did put it in an email. I'm just letting you know. Josh was like, I swear on my life, now that we're talking about it, yes, I'm sure at some point I was told her real name was Violet, but I have never in my life addressed her as anything other than Grandma Ruth.
But you had other people from his side of the family on that email.
I believe so. I can go back. I actually printed them out and put them in Bella's baby book.
Okay, we need
like
that.
A scrapbook.
We need that for receipts, first of all.
I will find it and I will see who's on it. I will see which emails are on there. I want to say, as I brought this up years later to all of his cousins, because we started doing family reunions and I started getting to actually know his cousins and the girls in the family, right? They're the ones who are going to chit chat about this sort of stuff anyway. And I was telling the only one who was kind of still left having kids, I think, no, maybe some other cousins were, but I was just like, if you have another girl, because she has a lot of girls. I was like, you got to do Violet.
Please do Violet.
Please do Violet, especially before Grandma Ruth dies. I just think that she needs to see one of her grandbabies be named, or great-grands,
and I
be named Violet.
You can do Viv, Vi, Vivi.
But my favorite is Letty.
Letty, that's right.
So
Letty.
I love Violet and calling her Letty, and I also like Charlotte and calling her Lottie.
Lottie.
I love Letty and Lottie. Now, I wouldn't have done that with both my girls. I would have gone Violet and probably Willow, but I really love Letty and Lottie as Violet and Charlotte nicknames.
In my heart, your girls are Violet and Willow.
Yeah. If I had raised them Catholic, then at confirmation, you get to pick your name, like your Christ name.
There you go.
And you can pick anything. Do you know what I picked?
What did you?
Elizabeth, like the queen.
The queen. You are.
I picked Elizabeth. I did. I did.
You're too
obsessed,
much.
Obsessed. And I think I wanted to do Lizbeth just to be sort of unique and different, but I think I went with Elizabeth. Yeah.
You didn't do Lilibet?
I did not.
Can you even?
Only the closest of close get to call her Lilibet. So the fact that Megan decided to do that with her daughter really grinds my gears.
It's same. Read the room.
Read the room.
Good God.
And just for the record, I don't know if enough people know this, but Charlotte, so Kate and William Charlotte.
Yeah.
One of her middle names is Diana, after Princess Diana.
Okay.
Meghan and Harry also gave Lilibet a middle name of Diana.
They did. So they took 2 family names, but then left the family.
Yeah.
So why are you doling out royal names, meaningful royal names, and then you're leaving?
For optics.
That makes me really mad.
That's my personal opinion on it, and you can come for me, and I don't care.
We hope you do come for us. We want to go viral.
We're trying to piss everybody off, and no one will take the bait.
So be mad about our opinions, please.
You can name your kids whatever you want. I get it. But I'm just saying, I think a lot of people didn't know that Charlotte was given Diana.
No, I don't think I knew that.
And yet, when Megan did it with Lilibet, then a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, way to honor her. I'm like, just for the record, they did it with Charlotte too, but they just didn't ask for everybody's fanfare about it.
It's already been done.
Just letting you know. But it does bring up, like, speaking of family names, it's if someone were to, if you came first, if my sister, who had children before I did,
Yeah.
and she picked a middle name for Logan,
Okay.
and then I had a child and used the same middle name.
I don't like that.
I don't know that people would be as cool about that as people were expecting all of us to be like, oh yeah, they just used Diana again.
No.
I don't know. It's a bold choice.
Names are very, very personal.
I agree.
Very personal. And when you are a new parent and you're really hemming and hawing about this and you want to give your kid the right name and then for someone else to just snatch it like that, I don't think so.
And listen, Diana was Harry's mom too. And maybe he just said, I get to have some of this too. And I want to honor her as well with one of my children. I'm just saying that
I guess maybe I'd be more okay with it if they were on good terms.
Right.
And they were good people, right?
Yeah.
Then I would be like, okay, this is y'all's connection point. Like I know there's an influencer I follow. Her sons all have the same middle name.
Oh, interesting.
And it's kind of there, and it's like wolf or something. It's something very masculine.
Oh, it's something that they just have the thread running throughout.
Yes, yeah. And I think that's kind of cool. But again, like that's all your kids.
Uh-huh.
To me,
interesting.
To me, if it was going to be a cousin thing, it would need to be, let's have a discussion. And hey, we're family and we're so close that they're going to be cousins.
Yeah.
And I want them to have this connection.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Yes.
I can assume that conversation did not happen.
It did not
It
happen.
did not happen.
We know that.
But does anybody have like a thing with their family?
I bet.
Good or bad? So my grandma Jerry named all of her boys JBs.
That's right.
So like there's Jeffrey, Bruce, Joel Berry, John Bauer. Who am I forgetting? Jeff, Angie, Beth, Jack, Lissa, Jenny, Jimmy, Joel, Aaron. So Jeffrey, Bruce. Oh, I'm thinking James. So my Uncle Jim is James. Oh, I should know this. Jim something. But they're all JBs.
Okay. I like that.
That was her like running
It's giving
thread.
Duggar.
Oh, it's giving Duggar, yeah.
With was it J name?
All the J's.
Yeah.
That's hard to do when you get up to 19.
19 kids.
Yeah, and my grandma only had to do 4 JBs.
What are the Duggars up to?
Not BJ.
Not BJ.
But JBs.
Just JBs.
Yeah, I hope y'all heard that.
What's the Duggars doing?
I don't know what they're doing. I think that they needed to lay low for a good long while after the Josh situation.
Yeah. Not
because he got busted for all the child porn on the computer.
Did Anna stay with him? She's
did.
still with him?
She is.
Anna, girl.
I know.
You in danger, girl.
Get out. You have children.
Get out.
It's
How long is he
okay.
going to be in prison?
He's going to be there for quite some time.
And it's time for her to move on.
I know. That's what I said too. Or count on.
Like
That's the name of the
counting on.
counting on.
So she'll be glad that they're not married in heaven.
Exactly. That's exactly it, you guys. So
she's not saying it out loud, but I think she'll be thrilled that she doesn't have to be attached to this man.
yes, because they are the evangelical.
Well,
They're Christian. They're not Mormon.
They're not Mormon.
That's what I'm saying. They're not LDS.
They're fundamentalists.
Yeah,
I think
they were
what it
part
is.
that documentary. Happy shiny people.
I never watched that one. We talked about that a while ago.
Woo.
Okay, remind me that I want to watch that.
Yeah, Happy Shiny People. Y'all should go ahead and check that out too. That's a whole nother ball game right there.
I love a documentary.
I love a documentary.
Did you watch the one on the Gone Girl thing?
No, but I did see it. It's in my queue. It's like 98% match.
Yes.
Based on all the other stuff I've watched.
You will really like this one.
Yeah, it's like a real life Gone Girl.
It's a real life Gone Girl, and I remember hearing about it when this happened. And at the time, I had nasty opinions about these people because that's what the media told me to think. And it turns out very different. But it's only 3 episodes, so it's easy to plow through.
Okay, and I've never seen the movie, and I've never read the book.
Yeah, you don't need to.
It's fine?
You don't need
Okay,
to.
good deal.
That's just like a little side thing, but it is shocking. But I love a good documentary.
That's why I love nonfiction too.
Yeah.
I
Same.
want a real story. Like and truth is stranger than fiction.
Yes.
And so I love a real story and I will watch it all the time. And I think that's why I like reality. And I know some of it's just like for cameras and everything.
Yeah.
But I do prefer it. Like I don't watch a Grey's Anatomy. I don't watch any of these like long running TV shows where it's just manufactured drama because I would rather just watch real life drama.
Real drama, because we don't have that in our
Right,
lives, but we
right.
do like to watch it with
Correct.
other people.
Yes. I just do not have a lot of drama in my real
You know
life.
what
You're right.
we never talked about together?
What?
Miss Phaedra.
Phaedra, y'all, she's gone.
She's gone. Shady Faye Faye.
So tonight we get the full episode and the reunion.
Oh, we get the reunion too?
I posted it on our story. You gotta watch them.
Okay. I do. I should watch our stories.
You should.
But
should
okay, I'm excited.
Yeah, we get both of them. They're not gatekeeping the reunion from us tonight, so we get
so
both.
thankful.
So I don't know when it'll hit, 5 p.m., 6 p.m. We've discussed this. We don't know when it hits the actual like streaming service.
Yeah, we don't know.
But it's at some point on Thursdays.
Oh my gosh.
So
Well, anyway,
today's
I was
today.
really sad. I think Phaedra made it as long. She held on as long as she could. It's Dan's fault that she was even a suspect.
That's right.
And even through week after week, like she held on. And I'm very proud of her for that.
And-
But her exit was just beautiful.
It was
I think.
perfect, and I loved CT looking at her with those
know.
eyes, and
I'm obsessed.
you could tell she just gave. She just couldn't fight anymore.
She couldn't.
She had nothing left in her after she had to lie to Sheree.
I
She
know.
just said, "I'm done."
I think so.
She couldn't lie to Sheree anymore. She just couldn't do it. It broke her to do it. You know that it did. I hope that Sheree forgives
I
her.
think so.
I think she will. They have a 30-year friendship.
Like if that was us.
Yes.
And I looked you in the eye and I
Yes.
said, tell me if you're a traitor. And
Yeah.
you looked into my Milky Way galaxy
Yep.
and said, I'm not. And I believed you. That's a moment in time
Yes.
in a game,
Yes.
right? And there's probably still that little 1% in the back of my mind, in the
Uh-huh.
back of Sheree's mind that's going, she still could be lying.
Has to be.
This is a TV show.
Yes.
Like, you know.
and
so-
she's not allowed to admit she's a traitor. You take the oath.
the oath.
And so
That's a big part of it.
it is a big part of it. And I know that you have to be able to eventually vote for traitors. But Dan doing that to Phaedra is the only reason kind of why people even started to have it in their mind
I
that it could
know.
be her. And so I know that that's not part of the oath, is that you can't vote for each other. And
I
eventually
know.
it makes good TV to turn on each other.
I know.
But I almost wonder, will that be added next season? Where traitors can't vote for each other at the round table.
I think the way he did it, yes. Like, let's be honest. Kate had to vote for Phaedra because if she hadn't,
yes.
it would have been really obvious, right? But
Maybe when it gets down to 2.
yeah, but Dan out of the blue was like, I think it's Phaedra.
Right.
You know, and that
Right.
is what tipped people off.
It is. And but she played a perfect game. I thought it was
She
amazing.
did.
I think that Kate sealed her fate.
I know.
She made a huge mistake.
Why did
I
she
don't
do
know
that?
why she went so hard for Phaedra at that round table. She shouldn't have. She should have just stayed almost silent, chimed in little bit.
A little bit.
Like, oh, I can see why people are thinking that. Yeah, I guess. But to be like, you're selfish.
Yes.
Self-centered, like all these things. And Sandra sniffed it out right away.
Sandra said, that's a weird response.
That's really weird. You were going so hard for her the week before.
That's right.
Defending her against all these other people.
That's right.
And now you flipped completely. And Sandra figured it out because Kate came in halfway through. And so they knew she wasn't originally a traitor. She
Right.
couldn't have been.
Right.
But that she could have been recruited. And it makes sense now to Sandra.
Uh-huh.
Now it makes sense that, oh my gosh, I think Kate was recruited. And that's why she just turned on Phaedra very quickly. And she's the traitor. I think they will get her out because I
Okay.
think Sandra will say to everyone, this is weird. Kate's been recruited. Get her out. And the remaining of them are going to split the pot. But I don't know if they want to split it that many ways. So they
Right.
might keep throwing the stuff in the fire if they don't match up. I don't know. We're going to
Exactly.
see what happens. We're going to watch what happens.
We're going to go to BravoTV.com for more information, even though this is not on Bravo
Peacock.
TV. It's
Yeah.
on Peacock. Know that.
It's on Peacock. It's a Peacock original.
Yeah, that was wild. I do think if I had been Kate, I would have just made a sad face
Yeah.
at Phaedra and,
Yeah.
and just said, girl, I have to vote for you. You've given me no other choice.
Yeah,
Like,
all these people have really convinced me here. I
So-
really didn't think it was you, and I've been fighting so hard, but
so I'm excited for the reunion
Yeah.
because then we can get into their minds and say, Kate, why did you say this? Dan, why did you say that? Y'all know I love a reunion of anything.
love a reunion.
Give
so
me the backstory.
can't wait.
Can't wait.
So we have that and Friday Junior still. So it's going to be a long night,
It's
babe.
going to be a long night.
Long night for both of us.
And we had a Thursday Junior last night.
You had a Thursday Junior already.
We did.
Well, then you might not even need to do Friday
I
Junior.
don't know.
Might still want to.
I'm still feeling good about it.
Oh, good.
So-
Oh, I love that.
So way to go, Matt.
Way to go, Matt.
we finished up Love is Blind.
I just thought you were going to stop with we finished.
We finished.
I did not. I was like,
we both finished.
Good. I think we assumed, and it was obvious by the fact that you wanted to go again.
We finished.
Okay, you finished Love is
Blind. And I think I was just feeling like the happy.
Yeah.
Well, this comes out. Y'all will already know.
They will already. Yeah.
You know, wedding vibes.
Yeah.
With them, with the two, Johnny and Amy.
Hoping that they may be consummated.
Oh, gosh.
That's something that, you know.
That's a thing.
Now, AD was throwing me off. AD was throwing me off in an interview, and she's like, no, she's definitely getting it.
Yeah.
No. She's spicy. I know she's getting it. No, I don't believe her.
She was a little drunk at the
at the
bachelorette party. It was so funny.
It was so funny.
But I don't know, though, because
I don't either.
It does seem that he's very nervous about having kids too soon, and she's not on birth control, and I get that. But then I'm like, so what's the wedding night plan?
Yeah, what is the wedding night plan? But also, like, you were only together for 2 weeks, so she might not have even been ovulating in that amount of time. I don't know what y'all are so freaked out about. If she's regular, then we can count the days. Like, what? And the fact that he was just like, I could get a vasectomy as birth control. I'm like,
no.
I need you to actually Google this, sir. And I'm glad he finally did and was like, oh, it's not that easy. And the reversal is not that high of a percentage. But the fact that they were just like looking at each other, talking about vasectomies being like a thing you do first to not have kids and then you'll reverse it to have kids.
No.
That's not. I need to make sure y'all know how vasectomies
I was concerned. But you know, Gigi, our friend Gigi, she does this for people where she goes and teaches them about their cycle.
Yeah, about the rhythm method.
The rhythm.
Very Catholic.
And the mucus. Right.
Yeah.
She's done like the training.
Yes.
To learn. And y'all, she's local. So I'm just saying, if you want to know about your cycle and your mucus and the membranes and all that stuff, we have a friend that can help you.
That's all we're taught in Catholic school and health class when it comes to reproduction, that you're taught the rhythm method.
Yeah.
You are not taught any form of birth control except for the rhythm method, which is counting your days, counting your cycle, and noticing your discharge.
Well, now I'm wondering, because with Amy, at first I thought, oh, well, she's not on birth control because she doesn't want the synthetic hormones in her body. She wants to be as natural as possible. And I was like, yeah, girl, like, you don't need that. But now I'm like, is she Catholic?
Maybe she's Catholic, but it wasn't worked into any part of their ceremony that I saw. There wasn't a priest.
Yeah, but they're not going to show that. Like, I feel like.
But there wasn't you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like his friend. Like, it was like the girl, his sister is engaged to a dude.
Yeah, I want to know why. And I support. I support her not being on birth control.
Didn't she say something about being anemic?
Oh, did she?
I feel like she mentioned something about being anemic and
okay.
about blood loss, and so that affects her period and stuff like that. So maybe she's not able to count because of that. Maybe her cycle is irregular. I don't really know.
Well, if we can get them on this podcast.
We could ask them. So if anybody knows, Johnny and Amy, someone knows them. Someone has a connection.
I know that they do.
Someone out here in these streets, these Charlotte streets where it was filmed and they live, knows.
Once we win that Bob Award, y'all better watch out.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be on the come up quick.
Mm-hmm. So you better get in while it's good.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good still then. I don't know why I said that. That's not even what I meant. I'm saying you're here on the ground floor is what I'm saying. Okay? You're early in. You're like an MLM and the people at the pyramid. And you want to be at the top. You want to be at the top of that. That's who's actually making the money on all their downline. So congrats to the people who are here because you're at the top, baby.
That's right.
All right? And people who are going to start falling in love with us and knowing us in the years to come, they're your downline.
They are their downline. Because they're not going to be in our DMs at the top. Y'all are.
Baby.
Y'all
you are.
Been DMing us for a year.
Yeah.
We're going to see your DMs and still respond to you.
But
2 years from now, we will not have time for this.
I don't know you, guy. I'm sorry.
Wow.
And I'm already saying sorry. If we can't get back to you, we're the queens and you're the sorry people. And that's it.
Sorry.
Have you seen that clip
from
what's Wife Swap? The show Wife Swap. Remember Wife Swap?
Oh, of course I do.
So there was this little kid. We watch it all the time. We quote it. Mikey quotes it all the time.
Okay,
to me especially.
Well, because the one I quote is the God Warrior. She's not a Christian.
Yeah, she's not a Christian.
Gargoyles.
This is not that same one.
Okay.
This was kind of an unhealthy family and then a very healthy woman.
Like fit fam.
Yeah, fit fam.
Oh.
And so so is Bluey.
Okay.
And so so there's this woman who comes into the unhealthy house
Okay.
and is clearing out the fridge.
Ooh.
And the little boy,
Ooh.
and very Southern, the little boy is like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm getting rid of the bacon. We've got to get some cleaner foods in here, some healthy foods for your body." And he's like, "That's it. I've been real kind to you, ma'am. I've been patient, but this I draw the line at the bacon." And she's like, "It's okay, but this needs to happen." And he's stomping into his room and he's doing his little confessional. And he's like, she's walking in here like she's the queen and we're the sorry people. And the amount of times
We're the sorry people.
we're the sorry people. And he goes, "I'm packing up." And he gets a bag and he runs away. And they just film him walking down the street.
I love that.
Y'all, it's so funny. The amount of times Mikey says to me, "Well, you think you're the queen and we're the sorry people."
Well, I'm going to start using that too. I love that.
Sometimes I do.
Oh, that's good.
Think I'm the queen.
Did you ever try to run away? I did one time. I just stood on my front step with like a bag.
You're like, I can't be alone.
Yeah.
I'd miss people.
It was.
I need people.
I stood out there for like an hour.
No.
And I think my parents paid me no mind and did not say a word, and I just came back in.
I don't think like bag packed, actual leaving, getting in someone's car. No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
Don't
I
get
did.
in a stranger's car.
No, but I mean like a boyfriend's or something. Like
yeah.
we're just running away together.
I mean, I think I was like 9 when I
Yeah.
did this.
I
I don't
don't-
think even as like a teen, the thought even crossed my mind, because I think we both knew we're taken care of.
Yeah, this is the best it's gonna
The
get.
best it's gonna get.
I can't do that
I
out
don't
there.
have bills.
I don't have it.
We ain't got it.
Nah, I don't have it in me.
Not today.
I'm not going anywhere. No, but I don't think I did. I don't think that I did. It went, and I don't think I actually like snuck out really either.
Mm,
But I definitely just said, "Oh, I'm going to so and so's house."
yeah.
Like
yeah.
that was more the thing.
That by the time was Jackie doing that though? I kind of wonder if it's the younger sibling thing,
Mhm.
because the parents are so tired by the time you hit
Yeah.
high school. They're
Yeah.
so over it
Yeah,
that you can say, "I'm going to Lauren's house. I'm going to so and so's house.
I'm going to Grace's house, and
and-
then we were doing whatever we were doing.
Yes, exactly.
But I was never like, "Oh, I'm home," and then had someone come pick me up in the dark of night,
No,
and then snuck out that way.
I didn't do that. No,
Hell no, was I doing that? Because if
No.
my parents had gone into my room
no,
and looked under that comforter my mother sewed for me,
no.
looked behind the curtain she sewed, and I wasn't there.
In your matching outfit.
Absolutely not. I would have. The
Well, they
wrath.
probably would have freaked out because they would have thought you'd been abducted,
Maybe.
and we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they would have. I don't know. But I wasn't going to test it.
No, I didn't do that either. But by the time I got to that age, I could just say to my parents, like,
Yeah.
"I'm going to sleep over somewhere," literally in the middle of the week, maybe a Wednesday, and I'm
Mhm.
like, "I'm at Addie's house,"
Yeah.
And it just
I'm just
was-
going to go to school with her in the morning.
Yeah.
Her mom will
And-
wash my uniform and
And my
whatever.
parents were like, "Bye."
Yeah.
I mean, I just think, and no shade to them, I think you just, by the time you've been parenting for so long,
Yeah.
and this is your youngest kid,
Yeah.
and they're about to leave home anyway,
Yeah.
you're just kind of like, okay.
Or they trusted us.
Yeah, they just trust you to kind of like figure it out.
Yeah.
And I was a good student.
There was
made
enough
straight A's. Like they knew I was doing what I needed to do.
They always said we gave you enough rope.
No.
Enough rope to not hang yourself.
Yes, that's
But we
good.
gave you enough.
Yeah,
And boy did I use every single inch of it.
every fiber of that rope.
Every fiber of that rope.
You did.
All right.
All right, friends. Well, happy Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. Friday, Junior.
Yeah.
Get
Get ready.
ready. Get your holes ready. Oh, that was Patreon. That's an ad for Patreon.
Here we said that Thursday thoughts.
Oh, yes.
THOTS might be a winner,
Thursday
and
thoughts, but also litter.
because we're extra ratchet and extra dirty.
Yeah, we liked litter.
Yeah.
That was from Morgan Amanda. We liked
Yeah,
that too.
We like that too.
So we're still playing around with ideas, but thoughts, litter, you guys get the idea.
Yeah.
But if you want to know about the whole,
You get the idea. We're dirty, and our holes are, well, mine isn't as
yeah.
now.
Our holes cost $6 a month to be on Patreon. Okay, so if you want to know about that, you have to go over there and subscribe.
You gotta link, subscribe, like,
and
review.
if that's not a good enough ad to get y'all over there, I don't know what else I need to do or say.
Else. There's nothing else.
Our last big draw was Matt.
I know.
And we got like 1 extra subscriber.
Yeah, but it helped. No, Matt got us a couple.
Matt got us a couple?
He did
got us like $18 maybe?
Yeah, maybe. But good job, Matt.
Good job. Matt!
It'll buy some more cherry Coke in the little cans.
Matt, are you done digging our grave? Thanks, babe. All right, you guys. To be continued.
We got to go dig the graves.